This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Natalie.
Welcome to the Nathan, Nat and Sean Daily Catch-Up Podcast.
First of all, thanks for having us.
Order of business. Sean?
Say the word.
Cucumber.
No, not that word.
Oh, that's your safe word, Ross. It is katut.
That is your code word that could win you flights to Bali when we do Flyaway Fridays. We'll ask somebody to call. Mm-hmm. And if you've got the code word...
Katut, not cucumber.
Katut. You could be
win a
off to
trip.
Bali with Transnusa Airlines. How good?
Absolutely. What's your favourite cucumber, Ross?
Is there more than one type?
There's a Lebanese. There's a continental. What else, Nat? You know
Fresh, I guess. I like fresh.
Remember the apple cucumber?
Yes.
Like it's a round one? Yeah.
that's fun.
They must have been easy to grow because my mum grew them. I'm not saying she's a bad gardener, but it's just
She's a bad gardener.
She's a bad gardener.
Okay.
On today's show, we catch up with boxer Tim Zhu.
We certainly did. That was great. Matthew Pavlich joins us too. We've got a hard-hitting question for him.
Speaking of hard, a hurdler had a lot of problems
Naturally.
when he was running in a race, and a race that he ultimately won against the odds because his doodle flopped out of his shorts while he was running, and it was a not insubstantial doodle.
Okay.
And he was trying to put it back in whilst running. We do talk about when your junk went rogue.
That's right. Also, I have a wild bird in my kitchen right now.
Ross,
and
It's going. It's
inappropriate.
really wild. It's
It's a
going off its head.
real bird.
Where'd you pick her up?
Well, yesterday at the park. Consequences of helping.
Some people find it really difficult to find a partner, and there you are at the park.
Just picking up birds.
Get off.
Does your wife know about this?
Yeah, she was there.
Oh, it's one of those relationships.
Right, I got it.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean. On Nova 937.
It's 6:04, Nathan and Sean. A happy Thursday.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's a downhill slide, everyone.
Pretty much Friday, pretty much the weekend. We're there.
And late night shopping, obviously.
Oh, no.
It's a big deal, isn't
That
it?
worries me.
Yeah, man. I used to go when Southland Shopping Centre in Willetton had late night shopping on a Thursday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Used to with the lads just cruise up and down the halls.
How cool
in the
would you
gang.
have been?
Yeah.
What would you go
And
to?
then Mum would say we'd have to come home, so we'd get on our bikes and ride home. So.
Did they have a food court that you frequented?
No, they didn't back in that day, but they had. Sorry, Chicken Treat used to be out the front, Nat,
Right.
and that would be that
Was
would
that
be a
the
weird.
That's a big
Yochi of your day?
Draw
Oh,
card.
yeah, definitely.
Chicken tree was a Yochi of short. We've had it since
That's the saddest statement I've ever heard.
$2 used to get you a chicken roll.
Yeah.
Mate, and those
The
chips,
glory days.
bit of chicken salt in them, bang, that's a good day.
Oh, that was big. That was big time because the Willetton Sports Club was just over the road. So if we had training and then you were able to scam, I don't know, $2 as I just
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
and you'd finish training and go over and just get yourself a chicken roll on the way home,
And
it
then
would be the
did you-
biggest win in the world.
And what's the main shop in that shopping centre? Like, what was the...
Well, it was like Coles or something, but
Yeah.
they had a sports shop in there, which is
so you just
amazing.
hang around outside.
Yeah,
Just
you go
looking
in the
cool.
sports shop all the time, and
Yeah.
depending on what season it was, because we used to play t-ball. But if it was
Yeah.
t-ball season, you'd go in there and hold up a bat, and
Yeah.
you never could afford
Yeah,
one.
just hold
No.
it.
And look at it, what a new mitt would look like. Catches mitt.
Fresh mitt.
Mate, maybe one day
Amazing.
when I'm rich, Dad could buy me one.
Get some fresh meat.
Mate, these are some great stories to tell the grandkids. Shawnee.
Yeah, they'll be
No, they're not interested.
They're bored now. Everyone's bored.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
And I know you saw this article, but this is how it goes. For many coffee-loving Aussies, ordering a freshly made coffee from their favourite cafe might be the highlight of the day.
Look, I
Is that how
mean...
you feel? Oh, yes, it is.
Yes.
Absolutely. 4:20 every morning, Sanam often gives me my coffee for McDonald's in Jollymont. Thank you. And it is the highlight of my... Because you need it.
Yeah.
He's not giving it to you. He's selling it to you. Just
Yeah,
so
but he
you know.
does it with a smile
With love.
and good attitude. Bit of TLC, I
I tell you what,
reckon.
baristas do love a regular too.
Yeah,
you know
yes.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it
And
makes
it's nice
everything
to form a
easier.
connection with someone.
When Sam walks in here every morning and he's got your coffees for you two and, of course, Amy.
He does like the 7:15 coffee run,
Yeah.
and we are all very happy to see him when he does that.
We'll be
You
live on
absolutely
air and we bow to him. Even if we're in the middle of an interview while he pants over the coffee, we just bow.
So there's a barista, Lauren, who's just got on TikTok with a couple of other people who have joined in on the situation to complain about people and their ordering.
Well, people are annoying.
Yeah.
I understand where Lauren's coming from.
Yeah.
Some people walk up and say, give us a medium latte. When addressing the person's order, she simply says,
A hello wouldn't go astray.
yes.
You don't
Okay.
just blurt out your order.
Yeah, no, that's...
Say hello.
Yeah.
Can you be on the phone? Because that's one gripe that
Rude.
she's got.
It's
She
rude.
comes on the phone and she's talking to somebody. The people are talking and they just go, throughout their order.
It'd have to be an essential call, I'd say. That's the only... And you'd be like, I'm so sorry. Do you mind if I get this? And then you apologise. And one off. You do it more than once.
Any sort of service situation, like going through the checkout at the supermarket, anything like that, if you're on the phone, hold off. Don't go through. Like, wait. Have your conversation and then have the interaction with the person who's serving you.
Can you say to the person who's serving you, excuse me, I apologise, but,
yes.
that you're taking this phone, and then they go about their business?
That's better, but it's not great.
No.
Just wait. Have your conversations, then go and order your coffee.
What about people that come up to the counter and just go, I'll have a coffee, please?
A coffee.
Yeah, okay, and then but they're waiting for
There's 10,000 choices.
10,000 choices.
More information, please.
Oh, okay, this is how it went. I'll just have a coffee.
So
what kind of
do
coffee?
you want?
Oh, just a normal coffee, an oat milk, blah, blah, blah.
That's
is the follow-up question. Is that a normal coffee?
No, it is not.
No.
A normal coffee, I would think, if somebody said a normal coffee, they're getting a flat white.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting.
What about the people that walk up and say, love a flat white, can you make it extra hot?
Yeah, it's when they add a couple of things. My dad...
But extra hot, she says, it's boiling water.
For the long black, she said that people that want an extra hot long black, it's like it's boiling water.
Yeah.
I mean, you can technically have an extra hot like latte because you could superheat the milk, I suppose. But why would you?
My wife makes the order of extra hot cappuccino every time.
Well, they're not doing anything. They're probably just giving her a cappuccino.
Yeah,
there you go. And writing EH on the top of the cup.
As long as it says EH on the top when I hand it to her, no problemo.
If you want an extra hot, bung it in the microwave when you get it.
One person said, as a barista, they said, they asked the person, is this takeaway? Would you like it here or takeaway? And they just say, I'm just sitting outside. And the follow-up question is it takeaway I have here?
What sort of cup am I making this in?
Yeah. Because so often people sit down and then they run off halfway through with their takeaway coffee.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a fair question.
And one of the other and final gripes is when you order your coffee, some people forget what they've ordered.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, what they call their name?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they'd say the...
Skinny cappuccino, and then the person who ordered it just stares off into the distance like, no, this is your coffee.
Yeah.
This is your coffee.
Skinny cap, for God's
This
sake!
is your coffee.
Yeah.
And then they look, what did I order again? I don't understand people that order something different every time they go. Like, what's that about?
Stick
you have
with
a
it.
regular coffee order, surely. You only like your coffee one way, right?
And the
you're looking at the wrong person, but I seems to be that way. Megan would have she used to have like a flat white, keep it simple, and then she has a cappuccino. So if I stay anywhere in that realm, which I don't know if they're kind of the same, are they?
Yeah,
But
they're
everything's got to be
cousins.
skim milk. As long as it's got skim milk, I'm half a chance.
Bella
So a skinny
is...
cap or a skinny flat white.
She's a combination. If I get it wrong, I'm cooked. So it's oat milk. Oh, but sometimes it's almond milk, and it's always extra hot, but sometimes it's with a bit of honey. But sometimes it's not. And if I do one of those elements wrong,
How are you supposed to interpret what she wants on any given day?
I'm meant to mind read. That is how. And if you get it wrong, it's like that's a bad start to the day.
How many times?
Well, good luck.
I totally get it, Ross.
Be nice to your barista, please. At the very least,
Yes.
say hello. That is the bare minimum.
Concur.
And then be better. Just be better.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Ross?
Yeah, battle of conscience yesterday.
Oh, worry for justice is at it again. What have you done this time?
Well, this time we're at the local park in Wembley after school. The school kids kick the ball. It's a great excuse for the parents to hang out and just like the kids just play with
Let off some steam.
Yeah,
Hopefully it tires them out and you're away.
Yeah, absolutely. They started to gather around a fence, the kids. Go over there. There is what I thought at the time was like a parrot, like a green bird, very pretty. And it was just on the ground. And they're all going like, you can't fly, and the crows are attacking it.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay.
It's like a nature documentary happening right in front of your eyes.
Exactly. Yeah, so the...
Did you let nature take its course?
Well, I didn't... Firstly, we stopped the crows attacking this poor little
well
bird
done.
because you can't, it's right in front of you. Get off it.
Is that what you said?
And you hate bullies.
Did you stone the crows?
I did. I threw a stick at the crows, so I stick
Stuart.
the crows. But no, we got the crows away. But then I was like, I'll be right. It'll fly away, but it couldn't fly. So that was the thing. So you saw it hopping along. But there's a heap of people there, so I went off with the kids, and I thought someone will sort it. Someone will sort it. Don't have to worry about it. Nobody sorted it. All right. And then they all kind of left, and then I was back there, and I saw a crow coming through.
Yeah, they all bolted. That's what they did.
Well, they were kids, but there were a couple of mums as well. I thought one of the mums would do something.
Because mums are
do
caring
stuff.
individuals. Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
That's actually true now.
Usually.
Statistically.
Yeah.
usually.
Not always. So then this is where the conscience kicks in. I was like, I should help it.
I'm the guy that's going to help it.
But then I was like, well, I've got to go to the in-laws in 30 minutes. I got the 2 boys. I got a lot on, but I don't want this bird to die. It probably will be all right, will it though? The crows will come back. The crows are going to come back. And this is my head thinking,
Yes.
the crows are going to come back. And then the crow did come back. So it was actually over a fence. I jumped the fence, shooed the crow off, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get it. Mum loves helping birds,
Great.
animals. She loves animals.
Yeah, my mum does too.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll give it to Mum. So I corner it. I put my Perth Glory jacket over the top of it. It tries to
Did it fit?
yeah, it was tight. And then picked it up, popped it in a box that happened to be nearby. So I have it. And then I was like, I called Mum. Yo, Mum, I got something right down your alley. I
got a bird.
Yeah, I got a bird.
Needs your help.
She goes, I'm at the pub and we're going to JB O'Reilly's after that for dinner. I can't help.
I'm at the pub, and then we're going to another pub. Yeah, I know. I cannot help this bird.
And then I was like, oh, no. I was like, what do I do now? Wildlife hotline, surely they can help. So we, Bella Google's call them, and they're like, okay, what type of bird is it? I was like, it's green, it's very pretty. They're like, is it a...
28.
Yeah, I have heard of that.
Lorikeet.
They said, is it a rainbow lorikeet? I go, let me just Google. Yeah, so yes, that's it. They're like, great. We don't help non-native birds.
They're
We
not a
can't help
native
you.
species.
And so I was
The
like,
WA.
but what she did say, there are Facebook groups out there that specifically help this breed of bird, and they'll have people that can help. Okay, all right. I'm running late now. The boys are still... So I joined a group on Facebook. It's the WA...
Wait to be approved by the...
You had to be approved.
admin.
So Rainbow Lorikeet WA helpers or something like that, and then I posted a thing in it with a bird. Hey, we're in Wembley. Can somebody help? But it needs to be approved by admin. So we have to go home. So I got this box, and now we're going home, and the boys are so interested. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
I see bird. This is my 2-year-old.
Well, this is the most exciting thing that's happened
Yeah,
in
of
ages.
course.
So we go to the in-laws with the bird in the box in the back, and then we're like, we need to give it food. So Bella's getting an apple puree because there's no fruit. It's a
good idea.
The mother-in-law gets it a little bowl of water, all while it's in this box.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for approval of this thing, and then it gets approved, and people are like, yes, and they tag. This person can help. This is what she does. She's a carer for these birds. I'm like, great. And then she comes online and says, I can't drive, but I'm in Armidale. And I was like... Okay.
So you have to drive the bird to Armidale.
From Wembley at 5 p.m. peak hour.
Ross, just get it an Uber.
I don't know.
It'll be easier.
And like all this, and I'm like, it just keeps going, doesn't it? And so I was like, okay, what are we going to do now? And I was like, okay, I'll have to drive there. It'll be a 2-hour round trip. And then I was like, do you know anyone nearby who also cares about birds? She's like, no, not really. And then I was like, okay, we're going to have to keep it open. I'll do it tomorrow.
So this bird, you've still got this bird?
It's sitting on my
Did
kitchen.
it make it through the night?
It's sitting on my kitchen bench right now. Yeah, he's happy as
okay
Larry.
today?
He's nice and warm. We call him, what do we call him? Snappy, because he tried to snap at us. And he's living the life right now, but he's in my kitchen right now.
Because he feels like he's in captivity. I'm just going to put it out there.
I reckon he's nice and warm. I reckon this is like a hotel for him.
Sure.
Ross,
However,
if he starts to go downhill,
yeah,
just take him outside because my mum, I reckon, would have 15 rainbow lorikeets at home.
Yeah. I want
We just replace it. Show the boys, brand new. Let it fly away and off it
That
goes.
is not the
Chuck
solution.
the other one in the recycle bin.
see. No, sure.
Sure, no.
Recycling, I'm all about it, as you can see.
No, he's in the kitchen right now,
It was
and
a Greenway snap. Should have gone Greenway.
Stop it.
Stop. My father-in-law
Yes.
is going to drive it down this morning to Armidale in his little hotel box to the lady. So, and it all stemmed from,
I know.
do I help?
Yeah.
And like, then you're battling but then like, so what we want to talk about? Consequences of helping.
Were you just being a good person and then you realise that you're suddenly very much burdened by the responsibility of being a good person?
I'm picturing people getting injured or something happening out in the community, and you go to help somebody.
Yes, that's
You've
right.
got things
Just a
to do.
quick help.
Yeah,
I'll just
next
quickly
minute
help.
you're painting their house.
Exactly, Nat. Exactly.
Consequences of helping.
Sarah, hello.
Hello, how you going, guys?
Good,
Right,
Sarah.
Sarah.
What happened?
You're a good person at heart. You've got a big heart. What happened?
Well, I was begging my husband for a dog for about 6 years, and eventually he said, well, why don't we register as foster carers for a dog and see how it goes?
Good thing.
So we did. We registered to be foster carers for a dog. We went through the whole rigmarole of, was our house suitable and what did we do for work.
Yeah,
and
there'd be a
all
lot of
the
red
rest of it.
tape, I imagine, because you're taking animals.
Huge amount. And then in the middle of winter, we ended up getting 2 dachshunds that arrived at our doorstep. And we
Bangers
took them
and mash.
on.
Yeah.
Yep. And we ended up adopting them, but we spent about $100,000 in the first 5 years.
What?
On what?
Yeah, they were very highly complex. They both went on diet straight away because they were really obese.
Yes.
But they ended up, one of them was blind, deaf, had Cushing's, diabetic, needs insulin twice a day.
Sarah.
And the other one just had like massive anxiety and all of this stuff. And I'm like, when we're trying to work all this out and, working full time and, almost taking out a second mortgage.
Yeah, well, you had to work full time to pay for those little things.
Sarah, did you know
Yeah.
the dog's history before you took them on?
No, we didn't know anything. We knew that one of them was potentially had some vision impairment,
Yeah.
but turns out that she was totally blind.
Well,
and
that's
unfortunately,
vision
the
impairment.
boy, Charlie, died in December, so we just have the girl now. And we pay someone every day to sit with her because of her separation.
Can
I mean, you say that, but I do the same thing with my dog.
Yeah.
Sarah, can I commend you? Like, you had a lot of problems, but you stuck with it at great cost. Can I just commend you? What a delightful human you are.
Yeah, you're a good person, Sarah.
Nearly
When
at
you're
the cost
broke.
of my marriage, but
I know. Yes.
Oh, you're
Was there ever a conversation between you and your husband where he said, "Remember when you wanted a dog"?
many times.
Yeah, right.
Many times.
Good trump card.
Sure.
Good on you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
It's hectic.
Annette's in Westminster. Morning, Annette.
Good morning, guys.
Now,
Annette.
I can already tell you're a good person, Annette, but when you're, trying to help out and do the right thing, sometimes it can be a bit of a burden. What happened?
Well, what happened, it was summer, so this summer just passed, and I was outside and I was having my morning coffee, and I thought, oh, how beautiful, the sun's shining down, and there's a little bird, it's a lorikeet. And the bird was beautiful, it was sitting there, and then I saw it jumping. Anyway, it jumped in, as I approached it jumped into the geraniums of the next door neighbour, and I was like, oh, no. So I went and got a box and a towel, and we tried to catch it. I got my neighbour to help out. Anyway, I got it, and I went down to the 24-hour vet, and they said, oh, no, this is a rainbow lorikeet and it's going to be euthanized. I said, oh, no, not on my watch.
Yes,
They said, oh, you can try no.
Yep.
So they said, oh, you can try in Malaga at 9 o'clock, the wildlife sanctuary. I said, okay. So I waited till 9 o'clock, rang them. And they said, oh, no, it's going to be euthanized. I said, no, it definitely will
Not
not.
on Annette's watch.
No, not on my watch.
Because you
So I
can't
went back to
have that on your conscience, right?
No.
I get you.
So I went back to the vet and I said, look, it's been hopping. I think it's got a broken wing. So they said, look, leave it here for an hour, and if you don't come back within an hour, you can join the Facebook page, and if you don't come back within an hour, it'll be euthanised.
Yep.
So thank God my post was accepted by admin, and she put the post. She said that she put the post out there. Anyway, a girl I friended her on Facebook, and she rang me and she was crying, and she had lost her little lorikeet baby. So I went and picked it up, brought it back to my place. She came back to my place. She had 2 crying kids in the back of the car. No, it was not baby, so she was beside herself. So then, luckily, the lady part of the lorikeet Facebook page, she came and picked it up and she rehomed it. So thank God I felt like I saved a life.
You did. You're a hero.
And, but the takeaway is, please do not take them to the vet, because their policy is it's not
because
not
they're
a native,
non-native,
they're
Not a
going
native,
to
we don't save them.
euthanize it.
Hey, Annette, do you want another one? Because I got one in my kitchen right now.
And Westminster's closer to Ross than Armidale at this stage.
Good human. You are a good human as well.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
There, my son got another care award. We'll get to that in a second. But what type of awards or recognition did you guys get as kids, like mainly in school, Like
There was at Carlstown Primary School, there was a certificate of merit.
Merit award,
And,
yeah.
Yes, and so you got called up at assembly and your teacher gave you a certificate of merit. I got a bag full of them because I was, academically brilliant.
Okay.
Some say nerd.
And this is before, some say nerd. This is before the time when the teacher had to make sure everybody got one.
Yeah.
Times have
So,
changed.
yeah.
Times have changed a lot.
So-
Well, give me some more examples of what you got it for, because Ollie's going to tell us why he won his.
It would be for things like you getting 100% on a spelling test.
Oh, come on. Mate,
For
that
the
is-
19th week in a row.
Punctuation. Which none of us know, except for Natalie.
Yeah, understanding what punctuation is, things like that.
Sean, did you get merit awards?
Well, I would have, but
said,
I don't know if it's
Sean
because...
kicked ball good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because
And he did.
As Natalie said, it was a rotation system.
Yeah.
And I do remember, obviously, your parents would get the note and you'd have to come to the assembly.
Oh, they didn't bother telling our parents. Our parents, the first our parents would find out about it was when we got off the bus with the certificate in hand.
Yeah.
There was none of that.
Times have
Because
changed.
parents didn't go to the assembly. If your mum was at the assembly, why was your mum at the assembly?
you're in trouble.
What's
You're in
that?
trouble.
What's that about?
Times have changed a lot. So daily in Ollie's pre-primary class, there's two things you can get. You get the Kind Trophy. That is the bee's knees.
He's gone back to back in that, hadn't he?
Yeah, he won it a couple of times, and they walk out with a giant trophy, and that's when you've done something really good. But they also get these little notes, they're care awards, and then it ticks a box that says kind, respect, or one of the values, right? Mm-hmm. And they get them all the time. And half the battle is working out why they got them. Now, I'm in two minds here. Firstly, they dish them out. They dish them out a lot. But also don't ever say anything bad about my son. So I'm about to play you why he got it. All right, so here it is.
A Cares Award.
You got a Care Award?
Cares Award.
Cares Award.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
Being kind to my friends.
Yeah, what do you do to be kind to your friends?
I give them stuff and care for them.
What do you give them?
If they drop something, I put it on the table when they're ready and get it back to them.
That's kind. Good work, Ol. Be very careful with what you say next.
No,
It picks things up.
What I am going to
picks
say
things up.
is this sounds very familiar to me because, Sean, remember when you were doing that challenge where there was a fitness thing and an eating thing?
Yeah.
You had to read a book, but you also had to do an act of kindness every day.
Yes.
And you struggled enormously with it. You're tripping old ladies over so that you could help them up. So
That is true.
It's a similar vibe, you know what I mean?
That is true, but it's an easy one. Just tripping an old lady up.
And then
know
you
what I
help
mean?
them, and you sort it.
You're like, hey, got you. I got
I'm
you
like,
back.
Sean, stop tripping me over. I can fall over on my own. Thank you.
Well done to Ollie. A well-deserved Cares Award, right?
Well deserved.
No, I understand what teachers are doing. It's like it's just positive. It's positive reinforcement, basically.
Yeah.
This is how you train a dog,
Yeah.
right? Is you just when you catch them doing something good, you give them a treat.
Yeah.
And it's in the hope that they'll do it again and again.
Yeah.
And that's what this is.
And we never had that.
It's not punishment. It's rewarding positive behaviour.
We didn't have that, and we all turned out all right?
Maybe it was at your place, eh?
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Ross,
Mine.
you had a crack at me at 7 o'clock because I was getting my breakfast. Where's Sean?
I can't answer that. Here he is.
Slippery little
Sean, what's
fucker.
your excuse? He wasn't in the studio.
Thanks, scrambled eggs.
Well, we've got
Because no one will
important
make them for me.
things to talk about, everybody. Perhaps the biggest news. We know there's a Middle East crisis, but we've put that aside for the moment to talk about this big news.
Well, Nat, it was the top story on Perth Now.
Of course it was.
Yep.
News.com.
Should we? I'll just play the.
There's an athlete called Chris Robinson
Yep. Here is the
competing in a 400-metre hurdle race.
commentary and vision.
Congratulations to Chris Robinson for battling a problem that does emerge occasionally. Various parts of their equipment failure can make it very, very awkward. But that was a stunning effort to stay out in front. But, boy...
Equipment
he,
failure.
Stayed in front.
Yeah.
And what's the equipment failure that we're talking about? Well, his shorts could not contain his junk. And his junk flopped out to the side
That was out
as
the
he's running. And he was hurdling and trying to pull his shorts,
Yes.
put his junk back in his shorts.
Yep.
And then he hit the last hurdle and still won. And also was only 0.1 of a second off his PB.
It was amazing. There was talk that he was going to be disqualified for concealing a weapon.
Sean.
Sean,
It's blurred.
Hey, Sean, we found the unblurred footage.
Mate, I tell you what. Okay, let me see it, because the blurred vision itself looks like he's got a trunk.
Yeah.
Okay,
To be
well,
fair.
here we go. Get a load of this.
This is the. I'm not zooming in.
Zoom in.
I don't know. Here we go.
So the shorts he's wearing, everyone, you can get these shorts where they've got this inbuilt like netting jock,
They're
and
your-
that's what he
your
would have had. He's got what you call in the
Stop.
male change room is a donger.
So, I mean, what an effort, though. He would have known it's happening. He'd be like, oh, this isn't good.
No, kept running and won, and just a fraction off his PB.
Got the
This is
job
some
done.
kind of form to get that close, trying to
I know.
tuck in his junk as he's running that. That would have slowed down so much.
It's
and he
not
still
just
won.
running. He's hurdling.
We put it up. We put the censored version up
It's very
on our
responsible.
Nathan and Sean's stories.
But hit us up privately. We'll send the uncensored
He's
Instagram.
a world champion. How did he keep going?
Because he's a professional.
He is. How did he win?
Yeah, because wind resistance at the very least.
Oh, yeah, Ben Lexon. Yeah.
Yeah.
The wing keeled.
Yes, he's got a winged keel.
So you want to talk about what?
Well, when your junk couldn't stay in the trunk. You know what I mean?
Rogue junk.
Like rogue junk.
And
When
not
junk,
just-
Yeah. I mean, and junk can be anything that's not supposed to be out, put it that way.
Okay.
So, ladies,
Anything.
your junk can be out as well.
Yeah. Things
about-
happen. Wardrobe malfunctions. That happens.
Sean, imagine if it happened at like a kid's place, like a
like a toy
Toys R
store.
Us.
I mean, who would do that? Let's be honest.
Sean
What happened?
McManus.
What happened?
My fly was down.
And
I was talking and standing in front of the kids.
not wearing jobs.
Underwear.
Probably the worst situation.
And,
isn't it?
there were a bunch of waist-high children.
That's exactly the size.
Sean's now on
It's all
some sort of
disappointing
list.
for everybody.
Can't go to America.
Yeah, exactly.
Did your junk go rogue?
What happened? A malfunction.
A malfunction of some
Did you
sort.
keep on
and it's
keeping on?
And people saw it when they perhaps shouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
Bree, hello.
Hi guys, how you going?
Good, Bree.
What happened, Bree?
So one morning, so I work. I live in a neighbourhood where we have like houses very, very close together. So we kind of share common walls and things like that. Anyway, I was getting ready for work one morning in my birthday suit, and I realised that I'd left all of my clothes out on the line.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I'm home by myself. No one around. I'm just going to go out and go to the line and grab all my clothes.
Yep.
So I walk out there full starkers in my birthday suit, la la la. I start getting clothes off the line, and I'm like, I should probably just quickly pick up all this mess, pick up the dog, food, everything. So I'm in my birthday suit, la la la, and I hear a noise behind me, and it's that stark realization. I start turning around, and I realize that I am not alone here. And I look up, and there are roof tilers, like people on the roof of my neighbour's house. There's 3 of them, and they have been staring at me in my birthday suit. And so I turn around, and instead of that panic run, I eye to eye them. I look them directly in the eye. I take part of the clothes, I put it over me, and I Homer Simpson walk back into the hedge very slowly to get away from them.
Bree, I reckon that's the best way to handle it.
And I reckon that was also the best day of their life.
Oh, definitely.
They have a story and a half. You were picking stuff up as well, you said?
Yeah, so bending
Bree.
over in front of them, Bree.
Yeah, it was like I should have charged them for the service, but I didn't even know the word, so...
I love that you said you had a stark realisation. That's the word. Starkers. Absolutely
Bree.
starkers. Nicely done. Thank you. Jen's in Ellenbrook. Hi, Jen.
Hi, good morning.
Hi,
All
Jen.
right, Jen. Did your junk get on the loose?
Yes, I was a new mum that braved to go to the shopping centre.
Yeah.
And, of course, your baby gets hungry.
Yeah.
So I went to the rooms, came out, not realising that the breastfeeding top was completely open when I went back into the shopping centre.
So
and
just hanging
had
out.
a lady come and tell me that, there's something
well, that's
out.
nice.
You've got your boob out getting around the aisles there, Jen.
Jen, how long until you were told that was the case, and then you'd like backtrack? How long have I had it out for?
Well, I went up about 4 aisles in Woolworths. So it was just a little amount of time.
You didn't notice a bit of a breeze or anything when you went past the freezer section?
Not really. The baby was like half across like the middle of me.
Sure.
Oh, it's probably like sleep
tough.
deprived with your new mother and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which shops was it, Jen?
In Ellenbrook, in the newly built area where everyone is.
Yeah, great.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Here as part of our team, our wonderful producer, Amy. Amy?
Oh, yeah.
Come on over.
Come on, you know what we're doing.
This is
morning,
live,
everyone.
Amy. This is live.
It's live radio, Amy. Come on. So, Amy, for the last, 3 weeks?
Correct, yep.
You have been doing a push-up challenge, which is raising money for Headspace, which are an incredible organisation. They do great work.
Yes.
And every day the challenge gives you a number of push-ups to do.
Yep.
And you do them.
Yep. So it finishes today.
Yeah, last day.
Day 23.
Awesome.
But we've had some spicy days, including yesterday. And Sean and Ross, you've joined me on this
Journey.
The number yesterday?
Yeah, we haven't done the number you've done.
230 ladies.
Yeah.
That's in
out
one
there.
day. One day.
Yes.
230 push-ups.
230 ladies.
To be fair, you do them on your toes. You do proper.
Correct.
Yeah, because you're a machine.
Yeah, there's no knee push-ups here.
Machine, but no push-up judgment. Like if you're doing push-ups on your knees, that's still you're still
Yeah,
counts.
or on a bench
Yes,
or,
yes.
whatever.
Push-up's a push-up.
It's fair effort, and I know a lot of people have seen it on their Facebook and Insta feeds. There's a lot of people doing it
Yeah,
all
that's
around
right.
the place.
And that commitment to doing it every day. Because I did the squat thing in March, right?
Yeah.
But that was a set number every day. You knew what you're in for. Whereas this challenge, you find out on the day how many you have to do, right?
Yeah, so it varies. So, it could be anywhere between 90 to 140 to 200 or 203 or...
Yes, and each of those numbers have a relevance to do with
Correct.
mental health.
To do with mental health, yeah.
Amazing.
You've done a great
Amazing
job.
work, Amy.
A lot of push-ups. How do you feel after all?
Strong.
Yeah, you look strong.
Yeah.
You've done well.
I mean, Amy's as fit as a fiddle anyway,
Yeah, she is.
but now she's more ripped than usual. Look at her.
Got guns like bloody
Whoa.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
It is a commitment because you're backing up every day, and once you've committed and you want to raise money, and I was telling you guys just off air, and I'll tell everyone else, my cousin was doing the same thing, and he
Yes.
went to the State of Origin last week.
Yes.
When Queensland and New South Wales were playing each other, and he had a bit of a late night and a fair few drinks, and when he got home, just got in, he went for a shower before he was about to jump into bed, and he realised
He hadn't done all his pushes.
hadn't done any of his push-ups for the day, and he had to bang out. It was one of those 200 and something days.
Yep.
So he just got down in the bathroom and started doing his
Was he in the
push-ups.
nude?
He was in the nude because he just come out of the shower. He's like,
Yeah,
"Nah,
yeah.
I'm getting it done." Boom,
Get it done.
and he gets down. Anyway, his wife turns on the light and comes in, and at that stage he just finished, but he was out of breath,
Yes.
and she thought he was having his own spare time.
Yeah.
Special
That's what
time
you
with
gotta
himself.
say. What were you going to
He's
say?
like, no, I'm doing push-ups.
Yeah,
For
sure
mental
you
health.
are.
Believe him.
I'm doing this for mental health. Yeah, right.
That's just
So why are you wearing clothes, buddy?
not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. I promise.
Great excuse.
Amazing. Well done,
Well done,
Amy.
Ames.
Good job.
We're very proud of you, and we've managed to shame Sean into sponsoring you. So
Yeah, well done. It
Thanks
takes
for
a
your
lot.
donations.
Yeah.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
All right, it is time to put somebody in the running to head to Vegas to see Teddy Swims live in concert. We just heard Bad Dreams. Who'd we find, Sean?
Stephanie from West Swan. G'day, Steph.
Good morning.
Morning. Steph, Planet Hollywood, where you're staying at, we found out there's a whole bunch of themed rooms. Some of the ones I found.
Yes.
Macaulay Culkin related decor.
Oh, so like Home Alone.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a Dead Poets Society theme one.
Captain,
Where you
my
have to
captain.
stand on the desk. That's pretty
Yep.
amazing. But once you've finished appreciating a room, I found out something that you might be interested in doing, Steph. For $459, you can get married, and that includes a photo package with the Las Vegas sign, Get Married by Elvis.
That's a bargain.
Isn't it just?
That is a bargain.
Yep.
Steph, thoughts?
Sounds great. My husband probably won't be with me. I'll be taking my sister. So
Marry a stranger. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, good about that.
What happens in
And
Vegas?
it's not just any Elvis impersonator, it's a singing Elvis impersonator.
You'd hope they all.
sure.
Hey,
Many
Steph,
times.
how's this, right? So we had a former producer of ours who is a gay man, and he was on like a trip
Kentucky.
over to the Kentucky tour, and he decided to get married to this girl just for a bit of
No,
fun.
so the guide said, I need 2 volunteers. We're going to do the Vegas thing and get married. And so he went, I'll do that. Said this very attractive girl put her hand up as well. And then they got married. And then they signed the paperwork to immediately get that annulled in the Vegas way. And then 10 years later, he got a letter from the girl who said, by the way, we're still married. The annulment was never lodged. And he'd been married to a woman for 10 years.
You only half your money
Which is
too.
perhaps the...
His partner was so angry. No, he wasn't.
Because so she was trying to get married. That's why she was writing the letter. She had to get a divorce from him before she was allowed to get
He
married.
could have extorted that.
I know.
I know.
Wow.
So,
I know. So
be
be
careful.
careful.
Be careful.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Shit happens, mate, you know?
But what we're trying to say is you're officially on standby.
to get
To
married.
get married in
When-
Vegas.
When in Vegas.
Yeah.
When
I
in
know,
Vegas.
right,
You don't know what
Steph?
happens.
Make sure you got your phone handy a week from tomorrow, Steph, because Chrissy Swan could be calling you back with some very good news, all right?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You've got to
guys.
be
Have a great day.
You've got to be in it to win it, and she's in it.
That's it. Teddy Swims' album, I've Tried Everything But Therapy, Part 2 is out now, featuring global smash hits Bad Dreams, Guilty, and Are You Even Real?
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Well, there was a story that popped up on everyone's feeds just the other day.
Captivated
and it made
the nation.
National news,
Yes.
Natalie.
Yes, that's right. So a bunch of guys were having a great old time at the Endeavour Hotel.
I'm playing it in,
Tavern. Was that
playing
what
it in
it's
the
called?
background for you guys, a vision that's gone everywhere.
In Lancelin. It's a great pub.
Yeah.
And what they did is they it looked like they had dared one another to go up and snag some of the bar mats.
Yeah.
They were Gage Road's bar mats.
Yeah.
And then they also, one of them stole the footy club flag.
Yep.
And so when he goes over to the flag,
He kind of just
goes
sidles up
against
to it.
Yeah, next to the wall, and he's just slowly going about stealing it off the wall, which is hilarious.
And then they
'cause you've
shove it
had
all into
1,000 drinks.
paper bag, and then they covered it with a jacket for a while, and then they all giggle off and run off into the car park.
it's the kind of
These
thing-
are grown men. We're not talking kids. These are grown late 20s men.
They've had a couple of jars and someone's gone, oi, oi, oi. Take the mat. Take the mat. You know, you're not going to
That's
do it.
exactly what's happened. And
Watch
they're like,
this.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do
I'll
it
get the
too.
flag.
Ross, you're too scared. You won't do it.
No,
They took 9 mats and the flag, the footy club flag, the Lancelin Pirates.
Yep.
And the publican, very good-natured about it because he's got the footage.
Yeah.
And he's shown it everywhere. These guys, it's very obvious who they are. You know these people.
They're putting it in their shorts. They're dumping it in their shorts.
Yeah, I mean, rank, first of all. But he said, if you bring them back, just bring it all back, I'll even give you a beer. Like, that's how good-natured the publican's been about it. The guys have put their hand up and said, all right, yeah, we did take them.
Yeah.
They weren't locals. They were Perth boys who'd gone up for the weekend
Yeah.
and had a couple and just stared one another.
This could have gone
because
too...
they thought it was funny.
It
could have gone
This
two
is
ways
hilarious.
where people turn on them, but they've become like larrikin kind of kings, haven't they?
They have.
And
yeah.
because they're giving it all back, everybody forgives them.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
a bar mat.
And they are going to claim their free beers, I believe.
Yeah.
So well done. I mean, the publican, a guy called Paul Ferguson, he's just been very good-natured about it all.
Oh, he has.
And
It
that's
is
part
funny.
of what's added into it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny as. Well, they run
have you
outside.
ever souvenired anything like
100
that?
times. 100 times. I
Did
can't
you-
even
did
remember
you
where
get
to
caught?
start. Oh, there's got to be times where I've got caught for sure. But if you open like a cupboard at home, there's all these pint glasses, different
yeah,
type of stuff.
glasses,
Because everyone's
yeah.
stealing that stuff all the time.
When I was at uni, we had
Allegedly.
I think it was a friend's birthday, like must have been
right?
a 21st maybe, where they'd hired a room at a pub. And as we were all leaving, like sourced, there was a little A-frame blackboard that was advertising, I don't know, the specials in the bistro or whatever. And we've gone, and picked it up and taken it with us, right?
Yeah.
And then woken up in the morning and looked at that and went,
What are we going to do with that?
and one of our flatmates at the time he worked at a pub and he went, you can't keep that. You have to. We took it back. We were like, we're so sorry. We just thought it was a prank.
But that would have been good every night. You walk in the door and you know what's for dinner.
Yeah,
Written on the chalkboard.
yeah, that's right.
very
Well,
easy.
if that was the case, it would have been 2-minute noodles, chicken or beef, and not the
Chicken.
fancy ones, not
Chicken.
actual Maggi 2-minute noodles, the
Oh,
cheap
cheap
2-minute
one.
noodles.
But they're already cheap.
No, they're cheaper.
Okay.
Student price 2-minute
yeah.
noodles.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Good
not
on you,
great.
fellas. Anyway,
Yeah.
good humour.
Great story. Well done to the Lancelin guys too.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Time for us to get out of here. Tomorrow on the show, Tom Ballard, comedian, will be joining us.
He's a good man, actually, very funny. Tim Horan. There we go. I'll throw that name out for the
Wallaby,
rugby fans.
if you don't
Yes.
mind. And the one and only Jeremy McGovern, reflecting on an incredible career.
And he's going to stick around for a bit, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he is. He is. Well, there's a lot to cover, Ross. A lot to cover.
How many years?
11?
Lots.
11.
And you were telling me he spat out his tooth once.
Yeah, and
kept
just
playing.
handed it to the trainer and kept playing.
Carried
Like it's a
on.
water bottle. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, just hold that.
Yeah, like it was a
it's my
mouth
tooth.
guard that wasn't fitting properly. Just took it out, handed it over, and ran off to rejoin the play.
That is so cool.
That's tough,
That is
man.
cool.
Yeah, he's
That's
been
tough.
a great servant to that club. And a person who changed AFL football in the sense that when you're coaching against the Eagles, you would have to come up with a plan to move the ball past Jeremy
Yes.
McGovern.
Yeah, that's right. That's extraordinary, isn't it? Morning, Sam.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Sam.
going to be emotional tomorrow. Maybe not for Jeremy. He's pretty cool and calm with it all. But listening in, that'll be great reflection. Looking forward to it.
If anyone's going to cry out of the four of us, it's going to be you.
Yeah, I'm already...
Not even an Eagles man.
No, I just love a good story. Love Jeremy.
It's an amazing tale. So pull yourself together. Now, we were just talking about pinching things from country pubs, and you came in and said, I've got a story for this, so I'm dying to hear it.
No, nothing crazy, but that was a staple up at Geraldton, of course. We were up
Nothing
there.
else to do.
No, but we were down here. We had some friends that lived on Victoria Street down here when we moved to Perth, and they stole the A-frame sign one night. They used to call their house when we went back there for drinks, they'd call it the Vic on Victoria Street. So they stole the A-frame sign, allegedly from the old Vic Hotel just around the corner in Subi.
Now they've closed down. I think that's the reason why.
Why? Because no one knew where they were.
Correct.
Yeah, it's confusing.
We still feel bad, but we used to put it out every time we would have a little sesh or a Friday night. We'd put it out the front, let people know we're in business.
At least I had the good grace to give that sign back when we stole it.
True. We did put a lot of money over that bar, though, so hopefully that paid him back in the long run.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.